Hello folks, this is Tasavvur with Only Gizmos, and in today's video we are going to review the Nokia Asha 311, which is Nokia's first full touchscreen S40 series based smartphone. So here is the device. This is the Nokia Asha 311. So now for starters, let's just go ahead and quickly take a look in detail at the design and build of this device. So taking a look at the front of the device, as you can see right here, there is a call speaker, and right next to it are the proximity and the light sensor. And right below it you have got this 3.0 inch screen, which unfortunately has a low resolution of about 240 by 400 pixels, which brings it to about 155 pixels per inch. So that isn't very impressive, though the screen is capacitive, much to our relief, which wasn't the case with the Nokia Asha 305, which is again a full touch screen based device, dual SIM device. So other interesting thing here is that the screen is coated with Corning Gorilla Glass, so that is also an advantage which will protect your screen against scratches. Now talking about the screen, it supports only 56,000 colors, so that is also something very interesting to note. Wonder why this screen has been so of low resolution. So that is something that we did not like. Now moving on, right below the screen you have got the call and the end button, with the end button also functioning as the power button. Now there is no back button here, or there is no center button, which is embedded in the UI itself. So as soon as you enter an app, it will show you as the back button right towards the right hand bottom corner of the device. Now let us quickly take a look at the other sides of the device. So it's completely blank on the left hand side of the device. Taking a look at the top of the device, you have the 3.5mm jack for your earphones, and in the center you have the micro USB port, which also supports charging, so that's great. Right next to it is the Nokia pin charger slot. Taking a look at the right hand side of the device, you have got the volume rocker keys along with the screen lock button. Now moving on to the back of the device, you have a 3.2 megapixel camera, and there's a speaker embedded right at the bottom. So overall the device is very light, less than 100 grams. We liked the design, how the body is sculpted here, but as you can see, the device has a very glossy finish both on the front and the back. As a result, there are a lot of smudges easily visible right here, as you can see. So that is something we did not like. There is a matte finish on just the bottom of the device. If the whole body would have had a matte finish, it would have been a lot better. We could have got rid of this smudging problem as well. Now let us talk about the internal specifications here. The device has an internal memory of about 140 MB. It has a 256 MB ROM along with 128 MB RAM. Now the Nokia Asha 311 has a 1 GHz processor. There's also a 2 GB internal memory, micro SD memory card included with the device, and it is expandable up to 32 GB. So that was all about the design and the body of the device. Now let us quickly move on to the UI here. Now the S40 UI rather, for the Asha series on their touch devices has been completely rejigged and redone, and I must admit that it looks very impressive. Now to unlock the screen, it is by swiping across the screen, which is something we had in Migo, so that is also impressive. So there are about 3 home screens. One is a shortcut for you to go to the dialer or perhaps your music player or the radio, so you can edit that. Obviously this is the app drawer, and towards the left, the first home screen would be your shortcut apps, so you can edit all of these. All you have to do is long press and then you can edit them. So you see here, so you can add, or here as you can see, choose any one of you want. So that is how editing could be done here on the S40 UI. Now there is a slide down notifications bar just like you have in Android, so that is also very interesting addition. You can change your settings for your connectivity options. As you can see right here, you can quickly select a profile. Besides, you can go to your music player, call, or even write SMS quickly, access them through here. So these make the app look, the UI rather, look very new, interesting, jazzy, and also we loved how the UI handles very smooth. It's actually butter smooth and much better than the Android UI in a similar range of smartphones. So you can say that it's because of the capacitive screen and also the 1 GHz processor. As a result, the handling of the UI is really smooth, and the handling is similar to high-end Android devices. So that is something we liked a lot in this device. Now let us move on to the keyboard here. That is also something we liked a lot. So in the portrait mode, you would have the usual T9 keypad, but there is an accelerator in the device, so as soon as you turn the device on its sides, you would get the full QWERTY keyboard. And we were expecting it to not be that great because this is just a 3.0 inch screen, so you really don't expect the QWERTY keypad to function that great, or the accuracy to be that great when you are using it on such a small screen. But to our surprise, it works or functions very smoothly, and we absolutely loved using the keypad, which is very accurate. So that was the keypad, right? Now let's move to the camera here. The Asha 311 has a 3.2 megapixel camera, and we like the picture quality. The color reproduction was natural, and the videos shot were not really great. You wouldn't want to actually shoot videos with this device to post them online, but then for your personal collection, maybe those times when you do not have any other camera to shoot your videos, it should do, but it's not something that you can share around with people. And the other things that we liked about the camera is that it has a very interesting UI. Let me just quickly get to that. So there is fun settings and pro settings, which has a plethora of options for you to set. This great lighting exposure. So the camera UI has been completely revamped here for using on the S40. So instead of the regular dedicated camera shutter key, you have this button on right in the center, so virtual button to click photos. So that was the camera. We absolutely love the camera UI as well. There is also photo editing options as well for your images, so let me just quickly get to that. Let me just show you. Here you go. You just scroll below and there's the edit photo option. So for editing photos as well, there is a whole lot of options which you can use to edit your photos, and it works pretty neatly, is easy to use, and you would find yourselves using it a lot because it's fun as well using these features. So the image editor is great. Now there's also the games gift here. Obviously there are about 40 games that you can download from EA, so that is also an added bonus here. Alright, so we loved that about the phone as well. Now we'll move on to the multimedia here. So let us take a look at the music player. Alright, now before I show you the music player around, let me just speak about other factors, that is the photos and videos viewing on the Asha 311. We didn't like it at all because you would not enjoy it because the screen here is so small, and also at the same time the resolution is very low for you to enjoy any photos or video on this screen. Now yes, let's now move on to the audio player. The first thing that I would like to talk about is that the speaker on this device is pretty loud, and it's of very good quality. You have Chinese phones which have loud speakers, but then they tend to be very shrilly and not at all clear at loud volumes. But this device on the other hand does not disappoint you, and you would be able to listen to songs yourself at high volumes, not 100% but about 80%. It sounds just fine. When you go to the full volume, to the maximum, it tends to kind of get a little bit shrilly, but then that's all right. So talking about the music player here, there is a lot of options here. You can view all tracks, or you can create your own lists. So there are quick settings here to quickly get to various settings on the music player. There's also the equalizer, so it is very easy to operate and we love the way it looks. So audio player or listening to music is pretty good on the Asha 311. Now let us talk about the default browser on this device. It is not really great and it is best avoided. You should rather go for the Opera browser. Now moving on to one of the last factors here, that is the battery life on the device. It has a 1110 mAh battery. Now it would be anybody's guess that the battery performance on a Nokia device is always good, and just as with any other device, the Asha 311 gives you a backup of at least a day and a half for an aggressive user who would be constantly using Wi-Fi, surfing on the net, a lot of calls, listening to music. You would still find yourself getting through a day easily. So if it's being used by say an average user, he can expect a battery life of at least complete 2 days. So to conclude, the Nokia Asha 311 is priced at about 6,300 rupees on pricebawa.com. If you take a look at Flipkart, it is about 6,500 rupees. So to conclude, we would say that the Nokia Asha has a few negatives, which is firstly the screen, which has a low resolution and also is small in size. Besides, there's no multitasking, there is no GPS as well. But then the positives would include a smooth, snappy UI, which looks pretty good, and at this price point, it's one of the best smooth experience UI that you could get. And I would also go as far as to say that this UI is much better in handling when compared to Android devices in similar price segments. So if you are looking to buy a handset below 7,000 rupees, it should be the Nokia Asha 311. This was Tasavvur with Only Gizmos, signing off. Thank you so much.